What's up guys? You've made it through another week and that means we've made it to another video. Today is a particularly sparkly episode because today we're talking about diamonds. A girl's best friend or a 20-something man in a long-term relationship's nightmare? Diamonds have been around for years, literally. But this week I saw that Pandora are switching out all of their mined diamonds and exclusively moving to lab-grown diamonds. And that got me thinking. What is the future of diamonds? So there you have it, this week's question, what is the future of diamonds? Cue the intro. Because nothing says I love you more than a stack of neatly arranged carbon atoms, and thanks to a little company called De Beers defining the most important part of any engagement, the diamond has become both a symbol of extravagance and a metric for determining just how much your partner loves you. Is it 2 months or 3 months' salary? But what impact does growing a diamond in a machine versus plucking one from out the ground have on our perception of diamonds? And what does it mean for the future of diamonds? Let's get right into it. So first, what's the difference? Mined diamonds take millions of years to form under immense pressure and indescribable heat about 150 kilometers below the ground, which forces the arrangement of carbon in a tetrahedral structure, which then rises to the surface through volcanic pipes, which we then dig up from the ground. On the flip side, there are two ways to grow lab-grown diamonds. The first is a process called high pressure, high temperature, and this involves recreating the conditions under which diamonds grow underground, but just in a machine instead. The second process involves lab-grown diamonds starting out as a little square seed, which is just a thin sheet of diamond that sits patiently in a big machine. Gas is pumped in and the carbon atoms are separated out and stick to the diamond seed, slowly arranging themselves into neat layers. After the course of a few weeks, you're left with a diamond. Despite some differences in production between mined and lab-grown, for all intents and purposes, they are pretty much exactly the same. Now, bar some fancy machines that are able to tell the difference, for everybody else, they are identical. Now, growing diamonds has been a process that's been around since the 1950s. But it's only been recently, due to advances in technology, that have meant that lab-grown diamonds can be used in the jewellery industry. And this explains the recent rise in lab-grown diamonds. Although there aren't any physical differences in the final product, mined diamonds do come with their fair share of baggage. For starters, it's well known that mined diamonds have been the currency that's fueled decade-long horrific wars in African countries like Sierra Leone and Angola. Bringing these atrocities to light prompted a new certification process for trying to guarantee where diamonds are sourced. This is called the Kimberley Process and has been enforced since 2003. It works by giving a written certificate to a collection of rough diamonds, that's diamonds that haven't been polished yet, stating that they're conflict-free, and then requiring members to the process to only trade with other compliant members. That way, you have a trace of where the diamonds ultimately come from. Though this has led to major improvements in the tracing of diamonds in the industry, Human Rights Watch have reported that ultimately the process can't guarantee that diamonds certified under the Kimberley process come from fully compliant sources. Working conditions in many mines are often unsafe and miners can still be subject to violence and abuse. This means that mined diamonds still come with the tracing issues that don't come with lab-grown diamonds. Next, we have a smorgasbord of sustainability issues linked to mined diamonds. The name here is a big giveaway. Mined diamonds are mined, and that means making giant holes in the ground just to search for them. And when I say giant, I mean giant. Clearing the land to dig can mean deforestation and ecosystem destruction. Mining processes can also lead to water pollution and contamination from the release of particles and chemicals from the mine. And this doesn't even cover the fuel usage. Now, lab-grown diamonds aren't exactly Glinda the Good Witch here. The two processes we described earlier for making lab-grown diamonds are incredibly energy intensive and therefore use lots of electricity. The countries in which lab-grown diamonds are made often rely on electricity derived from sources like coal, which means they aren't exactly the sustainable option. However, lab-grown diamonds have the potential to clean up their act by moving production to countries that predominantly rely on renewable sources. So lab-grown diamonds still have a greater potential for being a sustainable diamond when compared to mined diamonds. So lab-grown diamonds on the whole are better on the social and environmental front. Well, they're even better on the wallet. Yes, lab-grown diamonds are cheaper than mined diamonds, and this may even be intentional. De Beers, the head honchos of the diamond industry, have started their own lab-grown diamond production, producing lab-grown diamonds at a much more reduced price. Now, if you're feeling skeptical, you may think that De Beers undercutting the lab-grown diamond market is a good strategy for differentiating them from the higher-end mined diamond, devaluing them so that the mined diamonds retain their premium value. But that's just if you're feeling skeptical, of course. And clearly price hasn't been lost on Pandora, who are introducing lab-grown diamonds to create more affordable diamond fashion products. But what could this mean for diamonds? Well, suppose that the benefits of lab-grown diamonds are appealing in a modern society, where consumers are more conscious about where their purchases come from. It's entirely plausible that lab-grown diamonds could replace mined diamonds as the engagement offering of choice, or the last-minute anniversary purchase, especially as younger generations exhibit buying habits that take into consideration social, ethical, and environmental impacts. You'd think this would be cause for celebration for the lab-grown gems, but this might not be the case. Lab-grown diamonds aren't subject to the same limitations on supply as mined diamonds. Theoretically, we could grow as many as we want. If consumer preferences sway towards lab-grown, excessive supply could result in further reductions of price. Lab-grown diamonds could become really cheap, and diamonds don't tend to be associated with cheap. In fact, the stones themselves are only really worth what we attribute to them, like everything else in the world, and we attribute a lot to them. Diamonds are a signal for social status and wealth. They tell other people you have money. But they also play a vital signal when getting down on one knee. Besides falling for a century-old marketing trick, prospective suitors are also signalling to their lifelong partners-to-be that they are committed. And they're so committed, they've just spent a fortune showing you how committed they are. And they're so confident that they'll make good partners that they're able to spend this small fortune on a shiny rock and still have the resources to provide. Cheaper lab-grown diamonds may not be able to capture this kind of romance, and if purchases of mined diamonds decline as a result of buying preferences, we may see a shift in the use of the iconic engagement ring as the offer for marriage. Could diamond engagement rings become a thing of the past? In this day and age, asking "will you marry me" whilst presenting the big, shiny deposit for a house may just have that eternal love vibe that millennials are looking for. Though this is one possible future for diamonds, when surveyed, the words people associated with lab-grown diamonds were artificial, fake, and affordable. And a push by the industry to devalue lab-grown diamonds may keep mined diamonds in the running. If so, the market will likely segment, and lab-grown diamonds would still be used more for fashion-based everyday jewellery, whilst mined diamonds would be more reserved for that big day. If that's the case, continued pressure on the diamond industry, in part fueled by alternatives like lab-grown diamonds, will hopefully result in better progress on the issues that we still see in the diamond industry today. So there you have it, the possible future of diamonds. Either complete collapse or continuing similar as before. Hopefully you like this video, and if you want to see more in future, make sure to click the subscribe button below, and I will see you in the next video.